we're fine. Maybe just a tiny bit higher.
Teensy. Yes.
Good. There. Okay. So we got your stuff.
Yeah.
I want the piano so I won't scratch the. So you can just put it right here, right? Yeah. So we've got everything we need, right? Lots of stuff. And something else. Okay. So let's check theories.
Let's see.
11, 12, 13. So there's a couple of things to fix here or finish, right? And you can definitely erase that, right? Since you use a pencil.
Yeah.
So you don't have to scratch it out. Okay, so this one is done.
I forgot about the importance of a pencil eraser.
Oh, it's just good. So then
I
you,
scribbled
because you know
out.
that you could easily do that. Right? Okay, let's see 12. So thinking in fifths, we're going down by fifths. Naming the notes.
Oh.
And again, you can erase this, right? This looks odd to me, and this is just not right. So redo this portion, D major chord. This doesn't look right to me on the left hand. It's actually right hand too, because you wrote A, C, F. That's not A major chord. This is good. Definitely not right. This is good. It's very interesting because if you do understand, how come you wrote some of them correctly, some of them are incorrectly? Were you doing this? Well, you don't need a piano for that. I don't think that that's actually the case. For example, you wrote here G, B, E. What are the notes that we need for A major chord? Which note should it start on?
A.
Then?
And then C.
And then?
Mm.
Have you tried to play these chords that you wrote?
No.
Okay, you have to play them too. Okay. Here it's a B flat major chord. You wrote A, C, E. Can you play the chord that we actually need here? Can you figure it out? Bass clef? Bass clef. So we're in B flat major. Very good. See that? That's excellent. Can you play A major bass clef? Major. Major. Can you play D major?
And bass
Because,
clef?
yes, exactly. And you wrote B, D, F, so obviously it's not the right chord. Okay, so you'll finish this, okay? All right, let's check this. Tonic is G, C, and D, F, B. Let's see. This is good. And harmonic, yes. C sharp, C sharp.
That's B.
Okay. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. So this one is motif.
I cannot figure it out.
That's tricky.
I was looking at it like, huh?
It's okay. And these are right. Okay, let's do this portion. So you need a pencil. Remember how we do that? So 3 counts for measure, right?
1, 2.
Remember, you have to hit quite a few notes. And I would start by writing dots, and then I would put this down. Okay, so let me play it again. So you wrote exactly the same thing in both measures. Okay, so play it again. You don't need to erase all the notes. You'll save quite a bit of time. So I'll play one more time. Yep. So the first one we had quarter. No, it's 8/8 quarter 8/8, and this one's quarter 8/8 quarter. Okay, done. So this whole thing is done. Well, this one is still fixing 12. Let's look into the next one. So that's 14 and 15. So on this one, you'll be practicing drawing those stems with and flags. So we'll have 16 and 8. So and then some of them are off. And these are going to be stems and beams.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So the stems and then the line.
So the stems is just individual, right, with the flags,
and then the beams
beams
have the connecting.
Yeah. Intervals. Write down the name of the major. The names of the major. Okay.
Key signature and
Yeah, that's what signature. Yeah. Okay. Here you'll be writing the key signature for each of this, and then you'll write the chord, the first step chord. And that's what you're messed up, kind of were missing some of the notes on the previous page. 7, the sum of these two things, putting in a box. Right here, as you see, bar lines are missing, so you will do that and probably writing counts underneath. We'll do this during the class next week. Explore your music, check all the Italian terms and maybe write definition there. And here we have fill in each box with thirds. Okay, and then spider web. Okay. So we have 12, 14, 15. Okay? 12, 14, 15. April 30th. Last day of April. No, 12 May.
Mayflowers.
So page 12, 14. Okay. So, and you already practiced today. Yeah. Oh, then it's May. I just said it's May tomorrow. And yet I wrote 3,
four,
4,
five,
5, 6, and then 7th is next week, right? Yeah. Okay. So, I think we should start today with exercise.
okay.
Because I don't think we played that last week.
Yeah.
Well, definitely we're working on pedaling. Yeah, right. So let's do exercises first. Am I holding anything that we don't need
Yeah, these two.
for now? Because yes, we can put them aside. And then you can put your theory there too. Okay. So 29.
All of them are better.
Let's see.
Marching.
So there are no specific tempo, right? By memory, everything is hanging, strong circles, hand rate, right? And then 30 by memory. Yeah. Okay, let's start with 29. So one at a time. I'll play for you a little bit and tell me what you think is not perfect.
So my fingers are flat.
Lost. How do you think that happened? Because this is one of like essential things, right? So why do you think it's happening? It keeps happening. So it's not just like last week you played with perfect hand position and now all of a sudden you have flat fingers. So what do you think is happening at home when you're practicing that we already played so many exercises, we already played so many things, and we're still talking about that how to place your fingers. Why do you think you for yourself can you figure it out? Why do you think it's still happening?
Hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure you know the answer. And there is the answer.
I'm not paying attention to it.
Are you asking me or are you telling me? Are you paying attention to your fingertips when you're practicing?
Sometimes.
Well, sometimes it doesn't work. Look at this. The thing is, if I ask you to play right now really fast, if I'll ask you to do that, I don't think it's gonna be that great. We can try that. Okay. So the thing, you're putting so much work into each exercise, so much time into each exercise. So you might as well play it the right way. Yeah. Okay. Because the reason why we're playing is maybe you can tell me why do you think we spending so much time on churning?
To help with our pacing.
Well, yes, but how can I mean what?
To work on the technique.
Exactly. So what kind of technique is it if you have flat fingers? It's a poor technique, so you're not helping yourself. Okay? Try to do that in fast tempo just to see the yeah. So really fast. Well, that's actually how it needs to be played. So there's another thing. Your thumb. I don't know. Do you see those circling on your left hand. So try to play this again in this tempo, then maybe you'll be able to see that. Okay, how about we go to part where we have longer, like this part.
Okay.
This one. This one.
Oh,
so it's on right hand, but yeah. Well, now you're paying way more attention to that. See, your thumb was taller. The first time you played was like this.
Oh.
See what I'm saying? For me, it's been difficult to play this way because it doesn't even feel good. So eventually, I would like you to play the right way, not because you've been told to do that, but because it doesn't feel even comfortable. It doesn't feel right because technique is going to suffer. So we're done with this etude because we spent way too much time, okay? But some of those things that you were supposed to do are, so I'm giving you 4 for that reason. Okay. Let's go to 30. So I don't remember what kind of technique we have there. 30 is
There's a tempo.
120, right? So this is different type of technique. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Okay.
1
and 2 and yeah, 1 and play 2 and play. You brought a lot of old mistakes back, including fingering. Remember you were relearning fingering? There are lots of incorrect fingering again, and your rhythm. And this is 1 and 2 and right? How do you play 16 notes? You know this is okay. It's not. Yeah, of course you know how to count. I'm talking about these are 8 notes, right? Can you clap the rhythm of 16 notes? These are 8. These are 8. Can you clap 16? And you play da dee da. So you play this like 8. Alright. So alright. So can you clap the rhythm of the first part of the right hand? Okay, I'll do the metronome. These are 8 notes. Okay, just clap the rhythm. You don't even have to say anything. We are here. We're here. Clap the rhythm the way you play, the way you bum bum bum. This is what I like. Well, if you practice with metronome a lot, you should be able to clap the rhythm. It's actually should be much easier than playing because the notes are not distracting you. So you have to know your rhythm really, really well. You're so confused right now. Okay, so figure it out. I really love to see you um you have to know what you do, and because you will need to take control when you're practicing at home. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay. So these are eighth notes.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you get them? Can you count out loud?
1 E.
How do you count when you play this at 2?
1 E and.
Okay. So these are eighth notes. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2. Okay, go try to play. Goodness. Then following the mushroom. Again, this part. Don't go any further. Just this part. How did you play the first time? Can you show me? Exactly. So you're turning this into simple eighth notes. This is not that. It's exactly the same rhythm as this. You play. Remember you already done that before, and then you were fixing it, right? So, and then for some reason you're about to that. Did you practice with metronome, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, again, you sound like you're asking me. I don't know. You tell me. So I don't hear the certainty in your voice.
I did.
Okay, go ahead, play. So show me. You don't need to go all the way to the beginning of section 1 if you made a mistake on section 2, right? Let me rewind this first. So, do you practice small sections? No?
On the last section, but not the
Does it work for you? Not practicing small sections?
And if something goes wrong,
does it work for you? Were you able to play this today really well with no mistakes, with perfect rhythm, perfect fingering, following the metronome? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. But can you tell me, why do you choose to not to play with a small section? Well, you're in charge. You're spending time, right? 45 minutes, 60, 50 minutes, right? So you make a decision. Well, guess what? That we could have been already in a completely different book of, maybe not book, but playing different exercise, playing different pieces. If you'd actually start really, really focusing on each section individually. And trust me, who do that, they are some of the strongest pianists. It's just how it is. If you ask any professional musician, they never play the whole thing begin to the end. I mean, unless they're preparing and polishing, but they still combine. First, they practice small sections, then they combine things together and then play the whole piece. Why do you think that you can learn this without practicing on each section individually? If professional musicians cannot do that. Look at this, you're making old mistakes. That's too bad. So we're not finishing this today for that reason. You brought many old mistakes back. That doesn't happen very often, by the way, because once usually we fix mistakes, first of all, there should be no mistakes to begin with, right? That would be awesome. All right. So your job is to try really hard not to make mistakes to begin with, but to bring these kind of mistakes back, that doesn't happen very often. That really tells me that you just kind of ran through the whole thing. Maybe you practice on this one, but even here you managed to play totally incorrectly this part. All right. So yeah, that was not very successful practicing on these exercises. So guess what? You will need to work harder. And by harder, I mean practicing with metronome and small sections and asking yourself. So pretend that you are a teacher and you're asking so much from your students. So you're kind of both. You are a teacher and a student. And you have to ask way more than I ask from you. That's going to take you to a whole different level of playing. Okay, so small sections. That's kind of the key to many things. I just recently made a copy for my student. That was yesterday of the piece that he will be working on. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess how many pages that piece is?
32.
Come on. No, 19. Still, not 32. 32 be there are not too many pieces that are 32 pages long, but still 19 pages long. Like really lots of and very very difficult. So we just started, and it's gonna be like a huge project. That's what he's gonna do. Tiny section. That's what we started with yesterday. We only covered 2 pages yesterday, 2.5, because we started learning each section individually. There's just no way of playing even 1 page at a time, not to say 19 pages. So you're really missing the whole point, because everything we do, everything, no exception, small section. Once you understand that, you will be playing much better than you do, because you're not going to be making so many mistakes. And we can finally focus on the music itself. We're not focusing on music. We always working on fixing stuff. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
That's not normal. Yeah, that's not what we would like to do. So your job is not to make those mistakes. Of course, we all make mistakes occasionally, right? But your job is to fix that mistake as fast as you can, as soon as you realize it. And of course, after playing it already with no mistakes, to bring so many mistakes back, that is not ideal. Okay, so I'm a bit surprised. Okay, here we go. We will be spending time over our lesson fixing mistakes right now. Now you play with your own finger. And also, of course, we need to make a wrist slightly higher, because it gives us much better control. Okay? Okay, let's section 2 again by memory. Don't look there. This is supposed to be 5. So we switch to the 5 here, so we could get to 4th here. Same thing here. You keep playing this note here. That's E. Here we switch to 5th finger. 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4. Well, let's just say 5, 5, 5. 5, 4. 5, 4. That's it. That's the 4. How do you happen that you back to incorrect fingering? This is 30th, right?
Yeah.
That was March 19th, where it says fingering.